Hello, my name is Tess James. I'm a theatrical lighting designer and instructor, but I haven't always been those things. I come from a small, underserved community in southern Louisiana where the idea of seeing live performance felt outside of my cultural reference, much less making it and making a living and finding stability in it. When I graduated from university, I had loan debt and no clear path forward. But I had hard, marketable skills acquired outside of a traditional classroom. I could hang lights, edit sound files, paint scenery. I took an entry-level job as a stage electrician. Within the first 2 years, my student loans were gone. Within 4, I moved to New York to start my design career. And it all started with entry-level production skills. Years later, here at Princeton, I noticed something striking. Our full-time production staff is diverse and experienced, but our casual labor pool is shallow. We're hiring entry-level workers from New York and Philadelphia because there aren't enough local trained workers. Having led workforce training programs in New York, I knew we could do better. We could train local community members to fill local jobs and build a hiring pipeline to meet the needs of our local live performance venues and New Jersey's growing film and television industry. By offering this training, we create a stable pathway for workers into high-paying careers. That vision is the foundation of the Princeton Production Workforce Training, PPWT. PPWT is a summer program for New Jersey residents that provides 4 weeks of hands-on training in lighting and sound technology, workplace safety, and job readiness. There are no fees for participants. Fellows are paid hourly for their time, receive a daily breakfast and lunch, transportation stipends, and a starter toolkit. A key innovation of the program is removal of as many barriers as possible to ensure that access to the professional world is not limited by circumstance. In June 2025, we launched our pilot at the Lewis Center for the Arts. We welcomed 4 training fellows, all of whom successfully completed the program. One fellow has already joined our campus workforce this fall while she continues her study at Mercer County Community College. We're now aiming to double the number of participants for 2026, expand into costume crafts, and add administrative support. In PPWT, we teach theater, but more importantly, we build sustainable futures. The program is a model for how institutions can invest in their communities and open the doors wider for those around us. Theater gave me a life I didn't know was possible. And through PPWT, we're helping others see themselves in that light too. Thank you.
Thank you, Tess. I love that you started with a pilot. Let's say PPWT is a success. What do you hope that looks like 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I hope we are somewhere taking around 8 to 10 fellows every year. I want to expand the program, but not too much. I want to keep the hands-on training as local and as active as we currently are. I'm going to keep dreaming. I want to extend into costume crafts. I would also like to do some scenery as well. So I want to respond to the local need. I want to continue being in conversation with our local live performance venues and the film and television industry. And I want to be able to respond in real time to what their needs are for workers.
Thank you. That's a really interesting project you have here. How could you expand this to other areas? We have Netflix moving in down at the Jersey Shore in Eatontown, and this is going to be very valuable training for people who wanted to have jobs in that. How can we expand this beyond the 8 or 12 kids that you can get in here every year at Princeton?
We just need more resources. That's how. But we can always expand. The workforce training program that I built out in New York was 20 every year to respond to the needs of off-Broadway and Broadway. With funding and with enough time and effort, we can, again, continue to recruit and turn out trained, ready workers. Everything that we're doing in live performance is completely transferable to the film and television industry and to other industries as well. My favorite thing is somebody put a microphone on me today in this room. That is what we're talking about, those entry-level skills that are everywhere and in demand everywhere.
I have a follow-up then. funding, that's an easy thing to say, give me money. Why should I give you money?
It's a good question. Our program is not expensive. I did the pilot for $23,000. Every $5,000 is another person trained and ready to enter the workforce and hit the ground running.
So this kind of follows to his question. I really love what you're doing. I think it's amazing work. How do you keep track of the success of the students to make sure that the program continues?
We're still in conversation with all of our students. The thing I like to say is Alexandria Cherry, who's in the left on this picture, wanted to be here today, but she is currently working at the McCarter Theater on stage. So we are in touch with all of our students. We want them back. We want a strong alumni. My experience with workforce training programs is staying in touch with your alumni builds a ladder. Once they are out and working, they turn back to the program that started them and they hire out of that program.
I'm curious, what is the size of prize? When you talk about like venues and productions that are local and in need of these skills, like how many have you like noticed?
So many. Just on campus, we're talking Richardson Hall, we're talking the Lewis Center for the Arts, the McCarter. Anybody who, the stagehands here are from the McCarter as well. So anybody on campus and around, there's also Passage Theater. There's New Jersey, there's performing arts centers all over New Jersey.
So am I on? Yeah. So thanks, Tess. And actually, I did read yours online, so thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to go back to the funding, right? So I think it's more of, so someone gives you money, they always want something back, right? And Richard, I love what you said about Netflix, right? So you have companies who could do this. Is this more of a 501c3 you're going to go towards, or how does someone get back? It's always great to give back for jobs, et cetera. Don't get me wrong. But that's where I want to hear a little bit more.
This is a social impact program at its heart, but there is an exchange. We are training at the Lewis Center for the Arts and on the Princeton campus. We are training our local workers with our standards and with our with all of our information and the way that we do things. So we are alleviating the burden of recruiting local workers from all over the general region to try and come and work for us. We are making them versus recruiting them.
Maybe just a really quick follow-up to that. In the future, where you do see yourself expanding, have you had any conversations with some of the more commercial entities about whether they might be interested in funding something like this?
Not yet. We've been in conversation with the McCarter. We are on a photonics grant. We were written to a photonics grant. We are also in conversation with the state of New Jersey around some of their funding for the film and television industry as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.